Hello, everybody.
My name is Xuul.
And my name is Shoelace.
And welcome
to the Xuul Report. That was very forced. Wow,
Yeah,
I felt terrible about that.
Well, actually, the thing is, you were supposed to say the welcome part, and then I said it.
Okay, yeah, that just came off like a weird 1960s airline commercial or something like that.
Which is what we're going for. That's the Xuul channel.
This is our demographic, is people who want to fly on planes 40 years ago, 50 years ago. Oh man!
Hey, flying in planes back then was way better. Welcome to the Xuul Report. This is the first
weird tangent you were going.
Yeah, look, I'm bowling through this. Welcome to the Xuul Report. This is a new series that's named after an old series.
Yeah, basically what we're going to be doing is this every month, and we're going to be covering gaming news, anything like that, and we're going to be just talking about the channel, and anything that you guys request down in the comments. First off, we're going to be talking about some news that we heard this month, but before we do that, Xuul would like to talk to you about Xuul 2.0, as it were.
So Shoelace made a very condescending face motion, and he did a thing with his hand.
This is me gesturing of how much of a jerk I am.
So he actually made like a pinching thing with his hand when he said that. I just want to point that out so everybody can realize he's a bit of an asshole. So this is directed towards the audience here real quick. This is an update. Some people have already noticed and commented that the channel has changed a little bit. We've updated the thumbnails, and the video release schedule is different.
Yeah.
Why is that, Shoelace?
Well, the reason we're doing that is we're trying to focus less on just cranking out quantity videos without putting as much effort in. We're going to try and go for more quality, high caliber videos that are going to suit our audience better and be a little bit more informative and just in general better.
Yeah, and they're going to be a bit more on a schedule. So the schedule is still in a little bit of flux right now, but there is one fixed time slot. The first Friday of every month will be a review of a game by me. This is a game that you pay for. The following Friday, there will be a free-to-play review by Shoelace. Sorry to just talk completely over you.
Yeah, wow. It's not like it's my video or anything.
No, I'm just going to do this whole part, though, because last time we recorded this, you didn't know how to explain it. It's a free-to-play review by Shoelace. Basically, he's going to take a look at a free-to-play game and see if it's worth your time, see if it's worth actually paying money on the microtransactions in it. The following Friday, after that, the third Friday,
is going to be something like this, which is going terribly.
It'll be a better version of this.
Better this.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I won't talk over you the whole time.
Oh, yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah.
Man, I'll feel so included in this channel. Anyways, and the following Friday will always contain a Shoelace shortcut, which will be just another... It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I'm going to focus on more difficult installation guides than I've done before. Yes, FOCOM, FCOM, whatever it's called. I'm going to do that eventually. It's really hard. I'm trying.
Okay.
Also, Tamriel Online again, but after I do the next Tamriel Online video, just so you guys know, I won't be covering it anymore, because... To be honest, I just followed the installation guide that the guy presented, and I just put it in a short format. I don't actually know that much about how the mod works.
I'm going to make a Hamachi tutorial and all that other stuff. Also, just to contradict Shoelace when he said that the last Friday is always going to be a Shoelace shortcut, sometimes it'll be a VR video too.
Okay.
Like this month, because...
Yeah, I have a detached review that
we got a review copy of a VR game, and Shoelace has an HTC Vive, so we'll be doing reviews on those too. We'll try and do... like a real review of a VR game, which I don't really see a lot. Most people are just like, whoa,
it's amazing. But, yeah, there's a lot of euphoria involved in VR. I'll try and take a more critical standpoint when reviewing it for you guys.
Because some of the games in VR are just, they're not the best.
I mean, you spend about 5 minutes and it's great, but after the 5 minutes, the euphoria wears off and you realize that you're just standing in your room with a piece of plastic on your head. So,
like they still have to be good. They have to be good games. So.
Yeah, they need to be fun.
Okay, so let's
actually jump into the news the recent news. So first off, we're going to be talking about Dishonored 2. It came out last week. When did it come out?
The 11th.
Okay, it came out the 11th. Yeah. Okay, Xuul knows because he actually likes the games of Dishonored. I'm the one person on the planet that doesn't actually enjoy those games, unfortunately.
It's because you're bad at stealth.
I'm really bad at stealth games. I'm terrible.
You're really bad. I think I have 100 hours played in the first Dishonored. So
that's a lot of hours to be playing.
I've beaten the game. I think I have almost all the achievements. I actually... This is going to be a weird tangent, but the Dunwall City Trials DLC, the one that everybody didn't like, I'm pretty sure I finished that DLC too, which...
Wow.
Yeah, so... I sort of know lifed
I
Dishonored.
mean, I don't have a frame of reference of why that's bad, but I know it's bad because the audience clearly knows that it's bad.
Yeah, they're judging me right now.
Yeah.
Or they're like, no,
Judge him.
Everyone loved that.
He deserves it. Okay, anyways, but Dishonored 2 is hitting some frame rate issues. It's having some performance problems.
Yeah, so I have a fairly good computer. I have a GTX 970. I don't know why I said it with a question mark, because I know that.
You should know that.
No, I do know that. I do know that. I have it, but I'm still hitting frame rate issues and stutters. At times, I drop down to like 40 FPS in the middle of a level for some reason. Even if the
healthy.
even if the graphics are on all the way low or all the way high, the FPS is exactly the same. And there's a lot of stutters, which is unfortunate. Now, they said there's going to be a patch, but you know how patches go for...
Classic Bethesda game. But here's a bit of an issue here, is that I feel like this definitely wouldn't have happened if they didn't do that change towards their review codes.
So I'm just going to jump in real quick to explain this if you're not familiar. So Bethesda, who is the publisher of Dishonored, has a new policy, and that policy is no more review codes. Reviewers don't get early access to the game. The day before the game comes out, they get a code. They get 1 day to make their video, publish it, or their article or whatever, and then IGN can talk about how much water is in Dishonored 2.
Yeah, basically...
Just like a weird shot at IGN for no reason.
Yeah.
I like IGN, actually. They're like one of the better news outlets.
But on the Xuul channel, we definitely recommend that you look at TechRaptor for all your gaming news needs.
Okay, sponsorship there.
Random plug.
Yeah.
We're not sponsored.
No.
I just like the guys at TechRaptor.
Yeah, you just said it like we were being paid to say that.
Yeah,
so.
of course. I'm just going to make them doubt us really severely here.
Yeah.
Our 5,000 subscribers.
We're not taking any money on the side. What?
As we stroke our villain's mustache. But regardless, this is an issue for me because I feel like not having enough time for the reviewers to actually give a full review of the product is really going to detriment, and a lot of consumers aren't going to get the information they need of whether or not the product is actually good. They made the argument that Doom was proof of concept, that it's okay that they do that because Bethesda's a good company.
But now,
yeah,
but now Dishonored came out, so
and now it's bad. So
so one good game happened, but like now there's a bad game, so
yeah,
that's a bad argument.
Well, I mean, I don't think Dishonored's bad. Dishonored 2 is
no. It's a really, like, I have, I think, 12 hours played in it already, and it just came out a couple days ago, so
it's not healthy.
No, I still haven't even beaten the game the first time, and I'm already like, oh man, I can't wait to do this a second time.
Oh man,
in a row, simultaneously.
So what happens to Dishonored 2? You kill the Empress dies a second time, and
it's the same plot. It's actually just Dishonored again. Only it's 2, so you just do it a second time.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
That's how you really market a product, guys.
I may have actually bought Dishonored again and just been playing it this whole time.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay, but actually,
so I think we should talk about review codes. Sorry to interrupt you there, Shoelace, but yeah. So some people don't think review codes are necessary. What is your opinion?
They're necessary. They definitely need to be necessary.
Nah.
Why would you say that?
I don't think that we need to give out review codes. You know, people should just not pre-order. Use Steam refunds to return games if there's problems. We don't need review codes. Like, why should somebody get a code of the game for free? Then they'll just make a good review to get a free version of it.
That's not how it's supposed to work. It's supposed to be a way that the consumer can basically be informed about the product before the game actually comes out, so they know whether or not they're going to buy it. That's really important towards the gaming industry, because then people aren't just throwing money. For example, at a game like Battlefront, which is a subpar game, but people threw...
Subpar is not even...
That's like a $200 game. Well, not a $200.
It was close to a $200 game. It was a $200... It looks and feels like Star Wars, but it's not even really a game.
It's really...
Like, there wasn't even vehicles. Like, vehicles were a power-up.
It was really confusing. I feel like...
There was only like three maps.
Not I feel like. I'd still play the original Battlefront 2 because I bought it on Steam. That, to me, is just generally a superior game. And I feel like I'm just going to be called a nostalgic elitist prick for saying that. But,
no, I think you're objectively right. Seeing as though, like, it's not even an opinion. That is just the correct way to think about this.
Okay.
No.
I feel like we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves.
No, I would say objectively, the new Battlefront is not even that much of a game. What is it, like maybe 4 maps and 2 game modes?
Yeah, that's true. A lot of AAA games this year have been really down and out. They're not really pushing out all that much gameplay for people to do.
Yeah, one game that was good this year was something... Overwatch. I was actually just going to try and say Ubisoft just because we have Ubisoft written down as the next topic, and I was going to try and segue into it.
I'm just going to say Overwatch because I've been playing way too much Overwatch. Regardless, that was our terrible segue. We're going to talk about Watch Dogs 2 now.
Yeah, okay.
Because this is how podcasts work.
Yep.
Okay, so Watch Dogs 2's multiplayer has recently been delayed. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on that are the same as kind of how I approached and looked at.
Both of us have never played the original Watch Dogs. I feel like I should clarify before Xuul embarrasses himself.
I was gonna talk about, like, you could have let me BS my way through this.
No.
I could have gotten away. No one would have known.
People would have known.
I don't think anybody else played Watch Dogs either. So at least nobody on PC.
What a garbage. When it comes to... So Watch Dogs 2's multiplayer has been delayed. I'm not entirely surprised by that. Ubisoft in its history, its track record of actually making games hasn't been the greatest, especially in recent years. So... No.
But... Yeah. This does remind... Shoelace, like, he got
Question?
Really... Yeah,
I'm curious now.
He leaned in, he raised his eyebrows. It was... I just need to...
So full of light right now.
I needed to let you know he was very, very into that response. I was going to say, this reminds me a lot of another game. Grand Theft Auto V.
I guess we're spacing words now.
All right, Shoelace, it's not funny anymore.
It's only funny when you do it?
It's only funny when I do it.
Okay, great. I'm really glad that we did this together. Yeah. Okay, but GTA was delayed for like about a year. I feel like Watch Dogs 2 is not nearly going to be delayed as long, but it is delayed.
It probably won't be as good either. So
it definitly will not be.
Yeah,
I have a strong feeling that Ubisoft, unless they've really reshuffled the amount of developers that they have, I can't imagine this game being too great because Ubisoft... It's just disappointed me for the last...
So do you think we're going to get like a real like PC version of Watch Dogs 2 this time? Because I thought Watch Dogs was a cool idea.
It's a very interesting idea. There's not very many open world games that are in the modern time that can be really done without just like completely ripping off Grand Theft Auto.
Which it kind of does.
It kind of does, but that hacking element to it was really did add something to the gameplay. It really did interest me, but... The
graphics downgrade. Yeah. They did that, and I refused to buy the game. That was my. Here at Xuul, here at the Xuul channel, we actually boycott games properly when they're dicks.
Yeah, but what if it's a good game though?
No.
What if I like Star Wars and they release a bad Star Wars game, but because I like Star Wars, that means I have to buy a Star Wars.
You're the reason all games are bad now.
Okay.
All right, well, I'm going to cry myself to sleep now because of...
Okay, basically, now that we are done with the news, we're going to go on for our topic of the month, as it were. So this time around, we're going to be talking about really greasy things that game developers have done, just based off the 2 news articles. For future topics, please leave a comment down below, or just tweet at either me or Xuul. You will find our tags in the end of the video.
Okay, because I was going to say you didn't actually give out our Twitter handles. You just said tweet at me.
Because I don't actually remember what my Twitter handle is.
Okay. Cool.
I will check.
I think you're Shoelace vids.
Shoelace.
And I'm Xuul _.
Xuul _ because somebody already took the Xuul.
Yeah, so some guy with like no...
He must have liked Ghostbusters.
I've never...
movie that you've never seen.
Look, I've never seen Ghostbusters. In all my comments, it's all a bunch of Xuul... I am the power of Xuul, or whatever the hell they say.
Yeah, that's what they say.
I don't know. I legitimately have never seen Ghostbusters.
David Bowie's rolling over in his grave right now, and it's very depressing.
Didn't even know he starred in that movie.
He is definitely in that movie. Anyways, So greasy things that game developers have done. What is something that you think has been really greasy?
Well, speaking of our best friend Rockstar... I tried to put too much energy into that one.
Put too much energy. This is an audio-based recording.
I stood up and waved my hands around. Anyway, speaking of Rockstar, the reason that I don't own GTA 5 is the scummy reason. Right after Steam refunds came out, GTA 5 went on sale. It went on sale, I think it was like 30% off or something. However, the only version of the game on sale was bundled with shark cards, which weren't on sale, which, if you buy a pack with shark cards, disqualifies you from Steam refunds.
Oh, what?
Wow. That's the reason I don't own Grand Theft Auto 5.
I did not hear about this. That is a very shifty thing for somebody to do.
They put it on sale so that it came with the shark cards, and if you buy a game with a microtransaction, they wouldn't let you Steam refund it because they came bundled together. And that was right when Steam refunds came out, and it was very clear they did it on purpose because the game was not on sale without shark cards, and it was during just like a regular Steam sale.
Yeah, well, to be fair, Grand Theft Auto hasn't been really doing too well. Recently, they just came up with an update that adds Tron-like vehicles. So at this point, I feel like they're just throwing money at the wall and saying it with sticks.
This was like over a year ago, though. This was like pretty recently after it came out.
Yeah, it's just, it's not recent if it's a year ago.
Whenever Arkham Knight came out.
Oh.
That's the time when they did this.
Yeah. I have played Arkham Knight since then. It was actually a good game when it wasn't buggy as all hell.
Oh, I also refuse to buy. I don't buy any games after some stupid thing happens. I just don't get to play any video games anymore.
I feel like you're very unforgiving here.
All AAA games. It's like, sorry, I can't play you. I did play Dishonored, even though there's some problems with it. But I had low key. I was gonna play Dishonored 2 no matter what. So.
Okay. I have a weird, scummy thing that someone has done recently. I meant to mention this in a video. I was going to do a video on this because I just found it too hilarious not to mention, but I never got around to making it. So Derek Smart, a man who has banned Xuul from Twitter.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to follow Derek Smart on Twitter for some reason.
Even though I am the one who made the video.
Shoelace made a video talking about some sort of Derek Smart controversy.
It's Star Citizen controversy, basically.
I don't even really know anything about Star Citizen or Derek Smart. Either way, so the video came out on the Xuul channel. So randomly, like a week, 2 weeks after the video came out, Derek Smart tweeted at me. He called me an asshole. I don't think he did it specifically at me, but he blocked me. And then he posted a tweet about like... Because Shoelace can still see his Twitter.
Essentially, but he was making a lot of complaints about Star Citizen not coming out and making all these accusations about the escapist article that was made about it. I made a video. You can watch it on the channel. It's not great. In hindsight, I feel like I was a bit biased in my interpretations, so be aware of that going in. Regardless, that's not the thing that was the scummy thing that he did. What he did recently is I went to his Twitter handle and he posted... Pure PlayStation thinks that Star Citizen is never going to come out and is a pile of garbage. Now, to me, I was a little curious because I just continually follow this guy occasionally just to make sure that he's not doing anything too shifty.
Shoelace likes drama.
I do like drama, but I'm a really bad person.
Yep.
Okay, but basically, I went to Pure PlayStation because I wanted to know. Turns out, Derek Smart he saved the desktop image of Pure PlayStation, photoshopped an image of Star Citizen into it, and then made a fake article about Pure's PlayStation bashing the game. So he basically just used some small independent news organization to bash Star Citizen. Citizen. He calls it Citizen, but it's actually Star Citizen.
I did not know about this.
But this is a fake article that he posted. And I just went to the Pure PlayStation guy's Twitter, and all I noticed is just him just freaking out on Derek Smart.
One thing I'd like to point out is, why did he think he could get away with that?
I have no idea.
It's super easy to verify that shit. Like, all you gotta do is go to Pure PlayStation's website and be like, hey, turns out they didn't.
Turns out they have a huge article on the front page called Derek Smart Lies About Us Making a Thing About Star Citizen.
Why would he think he could get away with that?
I have no idea, but all I know is that I went
Okay,
I haven't spoken to the main guy who runs the website.
You should have done that.
I really should have done that because he was.
This would have been a good video.
It would have been a very good.
I'm learning about this now. I could have watched it on the channel.
It was a very funny thing for me to come across because I think it just proves that this guy is just making shit up at this point.
I mean, objectively, he did just make something
He literally
up. Yeah.
photoshopped some just garbage onto the
But why? Why would he do that when that's the easiest thing to prove? Why couldn't he be like, oh, so-and-so from IGN, or like, why wouldn't he make a lie that isn't so easy? Like, that's the thing that boggles my mind. It bothers me that it's such a bad lie. Like, it'd be like if Derek Smart posted like a picture of our YouTube channel with like a fake video on it. Like, anybody could just go look and see, hey, that's not a real thing.
I want you to know that I'm definitely going to get banned from his Twitter account as soon as I upload this. Like,
I don't know, this is like deep into the video, so maybe not, but
maybe not.
He banned me from Twitter because my Twitter auto-posted the video, I guess. Like,
I have no idea. This was just...
I don't even know how he found out about it. Anyway, that's not the point. That's not the point. So game developers who are scum.
Yeah, scummy things that they have done.
Yeah, so other game developers that are scum.
Well,
Everybody hates EA. Let's just talk about
let's
them.
EA. That's a safe space to
EA.
just trash on somebody.
They're actually doing pretty good lately.
Lately, they have been doing better. I feel like the Battlefield 1...
You know what? Everybody's talking about Battlefield 1 came out. It was pretty good. Good. Everybody's been harping on how bad Battlefield is, but I actually think we should probably blame DICE at this point in time. Like, you know what? Everybody's talking about EA. You know what? DICE is the one making these games, and they're just not that great. Like, I feel like EA is unfairly taking the blame for DICE making a bad game.
Yeah, well, I feel Battlefield 1, there are a lot of people who are enjoying that game. It's a very successful game. People are enjoying it. But I'm just talking that they're just really pushing these DLCs, these very expensive, unnecessary amounts of additions towards a game.
Whereas games like Titanfall 2 came out with no day one DLC.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
They learned their lesson from the last game. There's a lot more content. They're doing DLC properly this time. They're not.
Maybe people will play it for more than just like the first few.
It was a fun game to play when it was free.
Yeah.
But I'm not paying, what is it, like $90 Canadian to play Titanfall 1 when it came out?
Yeah, I feel like a game with a very little gameplay that I can actually consistently go back to is Overwatch. That's my one exception.
Yeah, that game that was $40.
Yeah, well, the Origins edition was $60.
Oh, I just bought the regular version.
I bought the Origins edition because that's one scummy thing that Blizzard has done is that they
their loot boxes.
Well, yeah, that's
their loot boxes are pretty scummy.
That's the only way that they would make their game last as long as they could, though.
It is, but I think any game that includes a random number generator thing, like, I think that should honestly just not be allowed. I think that loot boxes, this is my kind of controversial opinion, I think any game with a loot box, that should be banned. It's basically just gambling money for no reason. That's what it's literally what it is, you know? I pay $10 for some loot boxes, and maybe I get something, maybe I don't.
Yes.
It's literally gambling. I don't see why games are allowed to do that.
A game that... Here's a good game developer that I'm going to mention out. Fast Shark, the guys who made Vermintide recently. This came out last year, and it got a bunch of storm after Payday 2 did their really scummy camo skin that increases the damage thing.
They reversed that.
Immediately, yeah.
Not immediately, like a year later when they announced Payday 3. That's when they renounced it.
Oh, wonderful. It only took them a year to
It took them announcing their new game.
Okay, well, that's one way to fix the issue. But basically, Vermintide, they got a bunch of steam. They got a bunch of power going for their game. A lot of people were playing it all of a sudden. But they did have the issue with it being a loot box-based system whenever you roll for your equipment that you would get from each drop. They have been improving it, and recently, just in October, they added a Quests and Contracts DLC, which I highly recommend if you bought Vermintide, that you go back and play it, because this is actually has added a whole nother
Really?
thing to the game.
I'm
Yeah, it's
learning about
actually-
this right now.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
ton of fun. Basically, what they do is they assign certain quests on a daily routine that have keys, and the keys can unlock specific items that rotate every day that you can lock into place. So basically, if you really want some, for example, the beam staff for the Bright Witch, then you could just wait for the rotation, find the staff that you want, lock it into place, and then it's only 12 missions, and you're guaranteed to have your staff finally.
See, that's way better. And you know what? I appreciate that because, again, I think you just shouldn't be allowed to do loot boxes. I think that's just the scum of the earth thing. I'm not even kidding. It bothers me a lot because it's so profitable because it's literally in-game gambling. Sure, you don't cash out with real money, but you're still gambling.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's only one way. That's the only way that they can hash out as much gameplay as they can is by having people come back.
They just sell skins, and they just because most of their skins are just some intern who took the color wheel and just slid it up 20 degrees, and that's the new Lucio skin.
Reminds me of
Like,
Paragon skins.
They could have made 10 times as many skins in Overwatch and just said, "Hey, pay actual money for these skins directly."
Yeah.
And then that would have been better.
Okay, I did slip in me insulting Paragon there. For your information, I haven't gone back to the game since I reviewed it last. I'm sure they have added
I'm going to
skins.
tweet the developers this now.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about how Shoelace is batching them.
I'm sorry.
He's making fun of McCreeper.
It's Paladins.
Oh.
Paragon's the MOBA.
Oh.
Paladins is the Overwatch-ish kind of game.
I think I linked somebody the wrong video then today.
Oh, dear.
Because somebody was like, "Hey, Shoelace, you should cover this game." And I was like, "He did." And then I linked it. I think I linked the wrong game.
Well, I did review both of those games pretty close together. They
But
both start with a P.
But one of them's not out yet.
No, both of them are out.
Both reviews are out?
Yeah, both the reviews are out.
I don't think the MOBA review is out. I don't think we released it.
No,
yet.
the MOBA review came out right after I did the Warframe one.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Huh.
That's something you learn about your own channel that you personally own and use every single day. Way to go.
Cut this part of the video.
No, I'm not doing anything. Okay. So, anything else that you would like to talk about here, Xuul? Any scummy people that you've...
I don't generally like putting people on blast that much. So no, I think that's about it for today.
All right, well, that is basically going to be it for this video. In the future, we'll probably talk about what games that we're currently playing.
Leave a topic down below in the description. We'll talk about games that we're currently playing, and I'm just going to talk over Shoelace and end the video right now. Like, comment, subscribe. Give me $20.
Don't give them $20.
Why not?
No. What do you think?
As a fee for the video.
What do you think? They're just going to take out an envelope, put a $20 bill in it, write Xuul on top of it, and just throw it into the wind and hope that it gets to you?
Venmo me $20. Just directly to me as a fee for this video.
Don't give him money.
As a fee for the video.
I'm the one who's making this video.
But they should pay me cash.
No.
Why not?
That's such a terrible thing to say.
I feel like this video is worth $20 a view to everyone who listens, and that they owe me money.
God, you're the worst person. Anyways, this is going to be it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching, and as always, have an excellent day.